Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I thought I had finished, but I hadn't. Two absolutely gorgeous women. I'm not quite sure what they all do. Don't pre-interview, so I really don't know. I did get one thing out of them, that they do sing. So I don't know if it's in a band or themselves, I don't know. But this is Danielle, and this is Taneah. And I am Ninon, and oh no, there's nobody there. Anyway, and you know where we are, Amigos. We're Amigos Taco Cantina, and it's a beautiful restaurant. We're on the corner of Pico, and I think Russell. That's where we are. Absolutely fine, but it is always busy here. They're setting up a table right here for looks like 100 people, but it's not. It's probably for about 20 people. So. Lots of things are happening. In the meantime, Vegas Live with Ninon is on a run. I'm on a run with these two ladies. Yeah. Danielle, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm awesome. Awesome. So what do you do, Danielle?
I'm an actress.
You're an actress.
Yes.
I can see why she's an actress.
Oh.
And Taneah, what do you do?
The same, yes.
You're an actress, but they're both different. They both got different looks, so they don't compete with each other, which is cool, which is nice.
Absolutely not.
Are you with a kind of an agent, or what do you get it on your own? Or look at her skin, isn't that gorgeous?
Thanks. Fenty beauty. So I don't have representation. I'm not sure, do you have representation?
No.
But we do study with Dean Kraling at DK acting class. We study the Milton Katselis technique. We study
we study scene study. It's like based on scene study. And
What study is that?
Scene study.
Scene study. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, okay.
And we also do on-screen camera technique,
Yes.
and audition techniques, all that good stuff.
Is it hard to do, or are you finding it quite easy?
Yeah,
You're
definitely.
more of the funny. You're more of the smiley one. You're more of a serious one.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's what I perceive. So, how are you enjoying it? Is it to your expectations of what it is?
I definitely enjoy it, but it's definitely really hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's difficult.
What kind of part is hard? Acting that part of the other person? Getting into character, it's called, I think.
Getting into character, keeping the character, and just,
keeping that
yes.
character.
Just staying evaluated and true to the story, just analyzing the script, all that stuff.
Is it harder than what you actually thought?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Because it sounds so simple when you are explaining it, but it's like you have to get into the mind of other people. You can't judge the characters. For me, I'm kind of fresh to this, but I've always been a performer personally. But diving into this, I was like, wow, this is much more. It's psychology as well.
And it's funny because we see films and we see everybody out there and we see them acting the part. Oh, look how easy I can be that. I could do that better than them. You know,
Yeah.
That's what we think. And so, whoops.
So you do it, and you're like, I'm a little
nervous
stiff.
about this whole thing.
Yeah,
Who am I
off.
supposed to be? Because you could be anything. You're both very young. You could be teachers. You could be students. You could be anything. So what do you see yourself playing?
Oh, that's a good question. I see myself playing, on a sitcom.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to be a little bit on the funny side, a little bit laughing? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Because that's what you kind of present.
Yeah.
I can see you walking into an audition. Hi, everybody. Right now, you would walk in a little bit more serious, like, now what am I supposed to do and how am I supposed to do this?
Yeah.
You'd be nervous about it. A
No,
little bit.
no.
Not nervous, but you'd be like anxious of, how am I going to play this part?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All the way up until you get to do something, it's like nerve-wracking. But once you do it, it's like you can't go back.
No.
Once you're up there, you're going. You know?
Once you open that door and you walk in, that's who. Actually, the producers, or whoever, the talent directors, and as soon as you walk in that room, they can tell whether they want you or not.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Regardless of the lines, regardless of everything, they can tell immediately when you walk into that room. I remember I was doing a commercial in Los Angeles, and I walked in the room. That's her. And I thought, I haven't done anything yet. And I didn't have to because that's what they wanted. So, which is great, but sometimes you have to go through the audition and everything. When you go into an audition, how do you feel? Do you rehearse your lines? Do you rehearse it with somebody else? How do you do that audition?
So for me personally, since COVID, because I started doing all of this during COVID, I haven't had any in-person auditions, but preparing for an audition or a self-tape has been like that's much harder than I thought it would be as well. But I remember my first one, I was like, oh, this is terrible. I'm not getting this part, but it's because it's so much that goes into it. It's like having a small production to present in a small
Whatever it
time.
is, yeah. Whether it's a small production or a big production, it's going to get you somewhere, and you have to kind of do it. What were you doing, both of you? What were you doing before this? Before you got the fever of acting?
Well, I was in school for nursing, and I absolutely hated it. I dropped out.
You copped out of that one, right?
Yes, I dropped out. I moved over here.
Why did you drop out? Was it the sight of blood, or was it the hours, or what? Just
It wasn't the sight of blood. I actually do like the medical field and learning about health sciences, but it was just it's a lot of work to put into it, and I was not passionate about it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
If I were to become a nurse, I feel like I would suffer from compassion fatigue. Yeah, and I didn't want that. It's something that you have to be really passionate about.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of a dream. It's your dream, but sometimes you have to do something you really don't want to do, but you're very good at it to get to the next level.
Right,
So then you can so at least you've got money coming in, or you've got a job coming in, or you've got something coming in, and that can take you to the next level, and then you can sort of do it. I know there's a lot of jobs in Vegas, which is waitresses or working in a hotel, that they can actually count their own hours, so they're able to get to an audition. Because the audition thing, if you can't get to the audition, you can't do the job.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to have short notice. Now, what were you doing before you decided to be an actress?
So like I said, I was doing some performing around the city. I do have a day job. I'm a mom of one, and
You're a mother? You have a
yeah,
child?
I have an 8-year-old son.
Wow, I would never have thought that. Okay, so that's a big consideration.
Yeah, and I did theater just a little bit in high school, but my mom influenced me to make music a little bit growing up, so that's what I pursued once I graduated high school. And I performed all over the city, at Brooklyn Bowl, the Joint when it was at the Hard Rock.
So you've done quite a lot
yeah.
out there. So you should not be shy walking into an audition room.
Yeah, see, that's what. But it's like I said, it's nerve-wracking before you go, be preparing the thinking, but then once you're in it, it's just a whole different story.
And it's easier. Easier than you think. Yeah, because normally the people are very nice, because they like to relax you, because if they relax you for good, it's like, and this is a little tip for you, that when you do get a part, and you might not do it to exactly what the producer wants or how they do it, they don't say, well, that wasn't any good. They will never say that. They will always turn around and say, well, let's try it at a different angle, or let's try it in a different way, or let's do it this way instead of that way. Because they don't want to upset their actors. They want to keep their actors up and sort of, with that energy and everything. So they never say you're bad. So you never know whether you're bad or good, except for the take they choose, which could be the first one, it could be the last one. It depends, So where do you both of you think you're going now? Because you both don't have agents, you don't have managers, and you don't have agents. So I don't know, how do you get work?
So I go on Actors Access. It's very helpful when you have no agent.
Okay.
So they basically post casting calls, and you are able to submit your headshots, any reel footage you have, and these casting directors, they're able to see your auditions, and they reach out to you if they want you.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That was never like, when I did it was never like that. I had to have my bag and my thing and my this, and then walk in and had to say all these lines and all this stuff, and no, don't want you.
It is much different now, especially after the pandemic, because everything is through video now. It changed the game for a lot of people.
Though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So your nervous system is now working normally.
You're not overwhelmed.
Get into this thing. And you see all these people and all these things.
Not sweating.
Yeah, I know. The anxiety attacks and all that stuff. Because that's what happens. I mean, that is true to life. Isn't it true to life?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So what part, you've obviously had an actor or somebody in mind that you kind of want to follow and you want to be like and has inspired you to be where you want. What are either one of you? Who's been that person?
For me, I mean, it's so many people, so many amazing actors and actresses out there. personally, I love Denzel Washington, and I love Halle Berry. Just the
Halle Berry. I
authenticity.
met Halle
you
Berry.
know.
She's the sweetest heart.
Yeah,
Halle Berry
I
in person.
imagine.
Halle Berry in person, you are adorable. Absolutely adorable. I met her in Los Angeles with Albie Shaw.
Ooh.
Yes, Albie Shaw's a very, very good friend. Hi, Albie. Mwah. Albie's a very, very good friend of mine. Been a friend of mine for years. Yeah, very good friend of mine. Yeah, oh yeah. But anyways, continue your story, not mine.
Yeah, no, that's really it's really Viola Davis, of course. There's just so many people out there. Even some of the newer people.
And they've given you the inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, do you watch them to see that you can go through that guideline of how they acted and what they did?
For like watching them, their style of acting is very authentic, very raw, very very vulnerable. They're willing to like.
Well, that's what
give
you have to
their
do.
all.
That's what
Exactly.
you have to do. You have to give your all.
And they take it to another level. So just
Yes.
watching that, I'm like, I want to be able to ugly cry and like really feel
To
that.
suddenly cry. Yeah, you've got to do all those crazy things. You've got to be happy, and then you've got to be sad, and then you've got to do this. It's crazy. What about you?
I love actors like Joaquin Phoenix. He's excellent. Sarah Paulson. I love Angela Bassett.
Oh, Angela, I worked
my
on a film with
goodness.
Angela Bassett.
Really?
Yeah,
That
in
is
Los
so
Angeles.
cool.
I can't remember the name of the film now, but I did. She's lovely.
Yeah, oh my
She's
goodness,
such
amazing.
a dedicated actress. Oh my God, this woman is so dedicated to what she does. She's just lovely. So you both mentioned people I know. But I'm not doing that anymore. Did my bit. Did my thing. So Angela Bassett, all those sort of people.
Yes, I love them. They really inspired me to just go for it. I mean, they're just so good at what they do. It just inspires you to want to do
Absolutely.
better.
Now, what parts have you played so far? Have you played any parts yet?
Yes, I have actually. I'm in a movie called Livia's House. It's in post-production, and yeah, we're raising money for post-production.
And what part did you play in the movie?
I play Helen.
And what does Helen do?
Yes. I'm the best friend of Tara Manning, and she's just so supportive of Tara, even when she makes stupid mistakes. I won't say any more.
You give the movie away, and then you won't want to see it. Absolutely. Your experience was this your first movie or second?
It was my second
Movie, so you felt a little bit more comfortable during the second movie because
Yes.
you already had the experience of the layout of
Right.
what a movie is and what's put in it and everything else. So you felt a little bit more comfortable.
I did.
So now you're ready for your third one. It's funny, it's a process, and you do the first one, you're like, oh, what's going to go? Because you don't know. And then the second one is much easier, and the third one, and then suddenly you get into it and you start feeling you become part of it.
Yes.
Now, what about you? What have you done?
For me,
Well, you've done a lot of other stuff, so she's
yeah. So
quite a
I
performer.
make like Neil Soul, so I perform with a live band for the most part. But I have.
Do you sing in the band?
Yes. So I sing. I do spoken word as well, and
Spoken word, by the way, is poetry.
yes.
Just so everybody knows. Yeah.
And so with DK acting classes, we have our own production company.
You have your own production company?
No, so our class.
Oh, your
yeah,
class,
so
yes.
it consists of all of the students because it's called Diverse Voices, and so we've put on a few showcases. One of the last showcases we did in Boulder City, I was able to sing a song from the musical In the Heights.
So you actually bring in your acting talent and your singing talent. So you've kind of, what about you do the same, you sing?
Yeah, I do.
So you both can bring in another talent. Any other talents you have? I'm trying to get everybody to know who you are out there. So you've got your singing, you've got your acting, both of you, and what else?
That's really about it.
I'm a photographer.
You're a photographer. There you are. You see. Now, do you think you could actually help behind the scenes in the?
I think
'Cause
definitely.
A lot of these productions, sometimes I don't know if they do this in a smaller film. They will ask you, since you're there as an actor, can you do this for us, which is a behind the scenes thing? Are you willing to do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get you the
It'd be so
experience.
fun.
Yeah.
I just want
Yes.
you all to know
Oh
out
my
there
goodness, I would-
because they do that a lot. I hadn't heard of that in my day when I did it, but I heard a lot of that here in Vegas when they've got especially a small film doing, and some of the actors they'll say, "Do you mind if can you get this for me, or can you do that, or can you hold the camera, or can you shoot this, or like you could come on and say, well, I can do the photography for
Yeah.
you, and you help them do that. So you're there anyway, getting paid, so they like that. So that's. See, this is what these young actors do now. They improvise they help the actual filming of it.
Yeah.
Can you give me a couple of lines?
Lines.
Singing.
Singing. Let's see. So my favorite artist is Erykah Badu, of course. So.
Go ahead. Give me something.
Bag lady, it gon' hurt your back. Dragging all in bags like that.
I got a couple of lines. I love it. I love it. I love it. Absolutely amazing. How can anybody reach you?
Oh, okay. So you can.
I don't mean for a date. I mean for work. I know they love to date.
Yes.
No.
So you can find me at Danielle.Octavian at Instagram. And Octavian is OCTAVIEN.
Okay, and for you?
And for me, you can find me on Instagram at my personal Instagram is FKA Luna Moon, like formerly known as Luna Moon.
Awesome. And that's just that there's only two places. Are you on Facebook or anywhere like that?
So on Instagram, our acting class, you'll be able to see any productions that we put
What's
on.
the acting
It's,
class? Let's give a push to your acting class.
DK Acting Class on Instagram, Dean Kraling on Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah, we also have a production coming up.
Yeah,
What's the
we
production company? Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Oh, yes. There you are.
Yes,
Let's
we're
put
having
that
a
there.
show.
I'm supposed to have them all on. There's about 10 of them, but I don't know what happens to the other 8. But anyway, we got
On Saturday at 7 p.m. Tickets are free. You can register at our Eventbrite, diversevoicesfcg.eventbrite.com. And yes, it's an amazing show. We have so many great
So
actors.
this is a show this Saturday.
Yes, this
Okay,
Saturday.
and what time does it start?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. And how much are the tickets?
They're free.
And
Ooh,
Yes.
this makes it more encouraging, doesn't it? For free. That's amazing, but you get to see them. You're both performing.
yes, along with the other ladies that were supposed to accompany us.
Yes.
But, of course, life.
One time, life is life. You know,
Yes.
they've got babies to look after, and they've got
Absolutely.
jobs, and they, have to earn a living. I mean, come on, we all have to make some money somewhere.
Exactly.
But at least we have the two of you, which is great. So, and where was that again?
It's going to be at the Fraternal Order of Eagles. That's on 1601 Washington Avenue.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. So don't forget to turn up there. It is for free. It starts at 7, and you're going to see these two beautiful ladies, as well as how many others are there? 6 others? Was there 8 of you?
There's 7 others.
8 others.
8
8 others.
There's
So
a lot
there's
of us.
10 altogether. I'm losing count here. So there's 10 altogether. So it should be a fabulous show. What is the premise of the show? Is it singing? Is it just what is it kind of a? What is it?
It's basically it's a show full of poetry and music. It's based on Ntozake's For Color Girls. And yeah, it's gonna have select poems of it, and we're gonna be singing in the show. And everyone has worked so hard.
Yes.
How long
We
has it
rehearsed
taken
so
to put it together?
Oh,
6 months, a year?
Some of us have been working on it much longer. Like some of the girls, about a year. A couple of us, a couple months, and a couple of us, a couple weeks. So, so we've
Okay,
all
so
been
this is
putting in a
how
lot
a
of work.
show works, because this is what happens. But it has to have the basis. The basis is usually at the beginning, which is a year ago. So don't think you can just come on and put a show together. You can't. So this has been sort of, and then a lot of the people that were in the show originally, they've gone or something else has happened. So that's why she was saying that sometimes they only get 2 weeks. And that's because they do know, your profession. You know what you're going to come in and do. So you both know what's going on and what's happening. So that's not a problem. So know what you're doing, and then you'll get the job, which I know is for free, and you're probably not getting paid, but also it's experience of being on stage and also coordinating with all these other people. A lot of people to coordinate with, and also to work with them together. You have to all work together. I mean, you've got to like them all, you've got to help them all, and they'll all be together. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon, and of course they've been absolutely amazing. Love them, absolutely wonderful. And obviously the above, go to Vegas Live with Ninon, go to YouTube. And don't forget some social media shows. That's who produces my show. Pureza is my producer, and everybody else out there. I thank all of you, because if it wasn't any of you out there, nothing would happen, and I wouldn't have a show. So thank you. Take care. See you next week.